Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Fight Break. And today, let's go back to the year 1993. This game first came out in 1992, but let's just say we're in 1993, the year that the console ports of Mortal Kombat were released. If you'd seen any game magazine concerning the release of Mortal Kombat, you would have known that September 13th, 1993 was dubbed Mortal Monday. So yeah, the game was released on a Monday. Who'd have thought? Nowadays, any game that gets a release had to be on a weekend or something, but I think that was Japan. But anyways, Mortal Kombat for the Super Nintendo, and I'm pretty sure you've noticed that you weren't hearing the opening theme for the SNES version, but the arcade version. It's because I'm using the MSU1 sound thing, as I mentioned with the Killer Instinct game that I did for Fight Break, which utilizes CD quality. I'm gonna put this on very easy, by the way, because why? The controls. When the Super Nintendo version came out, the movement controls, well, the controls in general were kind of sluggish. And this was the version I played the most as a kid. But wow, the controls were sluggish when the Sega Genesis version came out. The controls were like spot on, arcade accurate. But for the Super Nintendo, well, not so much. A big question: when the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection came out, did they fix the controls for the Super Nintendo? Please post it in the comments, because I really want to know, because I really need some feedback from those that have played it, so that when the time comes for me to purchase the Legacy Collection, I'll know what to expect. But that's the only question that I need to know. Did they fix the sluggish controls for the Super Nintendo version? So yeah, please leave it in the comments. Alright, so without further ado, let us begin. So what is this whole story about? Well, a tournament that's held once every generation. I'm gonna pick Scorpion, by the way. So anyways, a tournament that's held once a generation. Now this tournament is no ordinary tournament. This tournament is for the fate of Earthrealm, and we play as a lot of characters which are mostly from Earthrealm for some odd reason. So first off, we have Johnny Cage, a movie star who basically is entering the tournament. But fun fact, the ones at Midway, John Tobias and Ed Boon, they wanted Jean-Claude Van Damme to play the part of Johnny Cage, but he was busy working on other projects at the time, so they couldn't get him. So instead, they asked Daniel Pesina to play the part, and from then on, and what they say is history. Next, we have Kano, who's a crime lord representing the Black Dragon clan. Basically, you know what he wants. He wants that money, and he's willing to get it by any means necessary. Then we have Raiden. Okay, I'm gonna get this out of the way. When Mortal Kombat 1 first came out, for the name Raiden, they spelled it with the R-A-Y, not the one we know today as not the one we know like the one we know today as R-A-I. So for later revisions of the game, they changed Raiden's name from Ray to Rai, thinking that's how his name is supposed be pronounced with, for a fact that it isn't. It's Raiden, and yeah, we all know it's Raiden because think about it. If you said let's just say you watched an episode of Dragon Ball Kai or Dragon Ball Z Kai as we know it here in the States, they might think that it's pronounced K, but oh well. Next up we have is Liu Kang, who's a Shaolin monk, and spoiler warning, he will be the champion of Mortal Kombat, and ow, by the way. Now, the only thing is, I was kind of hoping that they, for MSU1 sound system, I was kind of hoping that they would re-implement Liu Kang's voices, The only one we hear is when we do the fatality. But that's just it. And his signature yell when he does his flying kick. But oh well. But yeah, as you're hearing right now, you're hearing the arcade tracks instead of the original SNES tracks. Don't get me wrong, they're fine. But honestly, I prefer the arcade tracks. Alright, so we have our bonus game, Test Your Might. Basically, all you gotta do is mash the below punch and low kick buttons, and then when you're ready to strike at the object, just hit the block button. Alright, next up we have is Raiden, and as you can see, it was spelled Ray, but in later revisions and in later games, they would change the Y into an I. So, oh, careful here. Oh, gotta block at all cost. So yeah, in the Super Nintendo version, it's very easy to fight. To unlock the fight with Reptile, all you had to do was whenever you're in the pit stage, all you gotta do is get a double flawless and not use block, and do a fatality. And if you did that, well, you got your fight with Reptile. Oh. And the only thing I was kind of hoping for is that they would add the announcement for flawless victory, but they don't do that. Well, it was never implemented. Only the fatality chant only. Oop. Almost there. Oh, this can't be good. Ooh, close call there. You are going down. Don't worry, there's no blood or anything. I forgot to mention this, that for the console ports of Mortal Kombat didn't have any blood. However, for the Genesis version, if you implemented a code, then you get all the basically you get full experience of Mortal Kombat. Oop. Alright, so next up we have Kano here. Alright, so anyways, where was I? Next up we have is Scorpion, a Spectre who wants payback on the Lin Kuei clan for massacring his clan, well, specifically his family, one in particular. And that particular one is Sub-Zero Bihan. Gotcha. He was invited to the tournament by Shang Tsung himself. If you'd seen the cutscenes for Mortal Kombat Mythology Sub-Zero, he was the one that invited Bihan Sub-Zero to compete into the tournament. Well, basically rig it, I think. Because keep in mind, you don't see anybody from Outworld with the exception of Goro, whom we'll see later. Hopefully. Alright, so next up we have Johnny Cage. And finally we have Sonya Blade, a special ops officer. Who basically wants to arrest Kano for all his crimes. Gotcha. That was close there. And finally we have the boss, the host of this tournament, Shang Tsung. Spoiler warning, he's from Earthrealm. And there's a reason why he's not championed. Because he's from Earthrealm. Surprise, surprise. Long ago, he was caught cheating in the Mortal Kombat tournament, and well, he got punished by, they cursed him with rapid aging, but apparently that undoing became an advantage for him. By stealing souls, he's able to recuperate his health, or you know, rejuvenate himself or something, which is what's keeping him alive. Oh boy! All right. Okay, so who's my next opponent? I think we have our mirror match. Yep, we have our mirror match. So yeah, it does not matter if you win or lose. I mean, like if you pick another character, you're still good. You're still gonna be fighting your mirror counterpart. Kind of hoping for. Ow. Gotcha. Oop. I blocked it, but chip damage. Oh well. Alright, let's do this again. Ow. And thankfully, you have unlimited continues. Because after this, when Mortal Kombat 2 came out for consoles, they limited your continues. Why? Why do that? Seriously, why do that? Why do that? However, there is a code that will let you have 30 credits. And I think, and the only way to implement that code is via the character selection screen, but that's in Mortal Kombat 2 for the Super Nintendo. Alright, so let's do this again with Scorpion. Mirror match. And then after that we have to do the endurance match, which is basically a 2-on-1 handicap match. But thankfully the matches are still 1-on-1, but you have to, like, if you beat your opponent and you're down to half health, that's what you're stuck with when you... Oop. That's the health you're gonna be stuck with. Ooh, close call there. Ow. Gotcha. Whew. Alright. We're almost there. Just because we have to do 3 endurance matches. Bam, gotcha. So yeah, my experiences with Mortal Kombat, the arcade. It all started in the arcades, and then when word got out that that there was going to be console port, oh wow. But unfortunately the Super Nintendo would have sluggish controls, and if I remember correctly, 2.5 of the fatalities were I wouldn't say censored, but redone. For example, Sub-Zero was supposed to pull out the head. Kano was supposed to pull out the heart, but instead they pull out this gray thing, kind of like a wallet. For Raiden, gotcha. For Raiden, wait, gotcha. Oop. For Raiden, normally that electric shock, oop, was supposed to blow the head off, but instead it just turned you into dust. Gotcha. Who else am I missing? Johnny Cage. He was supposed to uppercut your head off, but for the Mortal Kombat version on the Super Nintendo, well, ow. Oh my goodness. But for the Super Nintendo one, they just have him kick, do a kick on the chest. I mean, yeah, it's supposed to make it look like he's like slamming his foot into the opponent's chest or something. But not many people saw it that way. Alright. Gotcha first. Bam. Oop. Oop. Gotta be careful. Gotta conserve whatever health I can. Ow. And yeah, your second opponent can come out of nowhere. Oop, you missed me. Oop. He got me. Alright. Oop. Gotcha. Gotcha. Oop. Whew, that was close there. Ow. Oh my goodness. Oop. I was kind of hoping that we would hear Kano's roar. I mean roar, his shout. Alright, I'm gonna choose Raiden this time. I forgot how to do his fatality, so I'm not gonna bother doing it. Alright. Oop. 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 Oh my goodness. I guess I'll do one last try. Well, not this one, but oop. Yeah, to make matters worse, doing some of the moves for certain characters are hard to do. That's why. The controls are very, very sluggish. Alright, so I'm gonna do one last try. And let's go back with Scorpion. Alright. Oh, yeah, I forgot the, like, who plays who. Carlos Pesina, I think him and Daniel are related, either they're brothers, but he plays Raiden. Richard DeVizio, which you see here, plays Kano. Daniel Pesina would also play Scorpion and Sub-Zero. Ho-Sung Pak will does the role for Liu Kang and Shang Tsung. If I remember, I can't pronounce, or I think I forgot her last name. For Sonya, her name is Elizabeth. Oh, gotcha. And I put this on very easy. Just so you know, I put this on very easy. Ooh. Oh my goodness. Alright, I'm done. I'm done. Thank you for tuning in on this episode of Fight Break. I apologize if I didn't make it to Goro or to Shang Tsung, but keep in mind, Fight Break is basically kind of like a look at, but for fighting games. So, alright, until then everyone, take care and God bless. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment, and share with all your family and friends. If you're enjoying my content, consider subscribing to the channel, and don't forget to click that bell to receive notifications for new videos. Take care, and God bless.